Hello, it's Keely, and today we are building a family home. As the title implies, it will be a sage green color. So after doing the tiny home for my first video, I wanted to do something a little bit bigger for the second one. My favorite types of houses to build are normally starter homes or family homes where I have a little bit more freedom in designing and have more space. So this was a interesting one for sure. This is actually on a lot. I don't know if anyone's familiar with this or not. Probably. I think this is Hindquarter Hideaway. I don't remember if it's just Hindquarter Hideaway, if it's this lot and Dash and Hound Creek or something like that, where if you try to save this house and post it to the gallery, all you see is trees. So I think this lot's cute, but you can't see anything. So I think I had to put this on a different lot to uh, to actually upload it to the gallery later. I'm not sure. It might be that or a different house that I'll be posting soon. That was even more of a project than this one. So as you can see, I tried to use that brick again. I really like it, but it's not fitting with what I wanted for this house. So eventually, here we go. This is where I decided on the sage part. I do a lot of houses also with the white trim around and white detailing and white windows. So for this one and one of the other builds I'll be uploading soon, I tried to take a spin on that and use more of like black outlines and black trim as something different to use because I don't, especially now, like I don't want to say ideal, but like the common look of a house normally has like white trim, white windowsills, and things like that. There aren't many houses that have like a black trim or that have a like warm sugar brown type of color to the windowsill. So there is one small house that's on my gallery account right now. It's the same as my YouTube account, Keely Cat 4. I think it's called the Warm Sugar Cottage, and that also has like light brown detailing. So I'll probably mess with that in a future build. But yeah, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. So we've got the black shutters. I guess I did the white windowsill anyways, but the main window, which I deleted that window, but I'm pretty sure I end up just putting it right back after looking through all the windows. I like that because I wanted to do like a grand window, kind of at the top there, let a lot of light in. So yeah, here we go, going through all of the windows that are black and match the look I'm looking for, and I just end up with the same window I think I started with. Um, well, right now I haven't switched it back, but I will soon. So yeah, so this was a fun one as well. I say they're all fun. I mean, all of the builds are fun. Building on The Sims is always fun for me. Um, but today's joke, I didn't introduce today's joke yet. So today's joke is, where do cows go if they don't pay their parking tickets? So think about that, internalize your answer, and I'll tell you it at the end of the video. So instead of using the regular mailbox, as you can see, it's, cast off to the side there, I wanted to use one of the apartment mailboxes, just because I feel like I don't use that a lot, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. I even put a reef on this door. I didn't play test it for functionality though, so I don't know if like the sim tries to open it, if they'll like even let them go in, or if it just lets the reef move with the door. I'm not 100% certain. At least I thought I put a reef on it. Maybe I did. Maybe I took it off. I must have taken it off. But that was a thought that I definitely had. So the age-old look for the trees. The landscaping's not my favorite, so this is the part where I try to figure out which combination of flowers and bushes I'm going to use. I think I just used like the hedges in this one. Just nice and simple, move-in ready. Ready for all the Sims to come take a look. Have an open house. So this is a two-story home, as you can see, and I'm trying to remember how many bedrooms there are. I think there's 3 bedrooms. Yeah, I think there's 2 to 3 bedrooms in this house. I believe they're all on the second floor. And they are kids themed, I believe. It might only be 2 bedrooms. I'm not sure. I built this one a couple days ago. But yes, here we go with the terrain paint. Gotta put in our dirt, Speaking of dirt and the outside and just the ground in general, I was trying to clear the snow off my car because it had snowed here recently, and I've mentioned before that I don't really have the best balance, unfortunately, and I took another tumble, as sad as that is to say. So I was outside cleaning my car and I like saw the ice, like it was there, and I saw it, and I made eye contact with it, and I was like, I'm not gonna step on that because I know that I will fall. So, I'm doing laps around my car. It's been a while since I've had to, get snow off my car, so I was a little bit rusty. So instead of just putting the defrost on the front and the back, I was in there just turning the car on. And of course, it's cold because it's been sitting out there in the ice and the snow had turned to ice at this point. And, obviously that was not working. And I didn't come up with the novel idea to use the defroster until later. So, I'm sitting there with my little ice scraper that's about the size of my hand. Before I also decided to use a shovel because that makes more sense. And so I'm walking back and forth consistently around my car up to this side to that side because I also don't have very long arms. I've got T-Rex arms, so they don't really, go all the way across the car or like even to the midpoint of the car. So, one of those fateful times I walk around the corner and I forgot about the ice and I fell. I went down. This time I put my hands out though. There was a different time. Um, and as embarrassing as it is, that I didn't put my hands out. That's a story for later in this video. But in this instance, the most recent time I've fallen, um, I I did slip. I fell. I put my hands out. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not trying to break any my my radius. I'm not trying to break any of my carpal bones. But I put my hands out and I was just moving, I was moving. I was only walking, thankfully, so it wasn't like it was a hard fall, but I fell out onto my hands and then I was like, we gotta tuck and roll. Like I was still going, so I just pulled a whole tuck and roll, my phone flies out of the pocket, it's going somewhere down the street and I'm just standing there in this huge parking lot. Well, I'm not standing anymore, clearly, but I've fallen and now I've tucked and rolled and I'm just like laying there on the concrete and I'm like, well, I can see how today's gonna go. So, got myself up, realized that I luckily did not sustain any injuries, abrasions, scrapes, anything. I got lucky this time and, went about my business. And yeah, that was the story of my most recent fall. Speaking of the other time that I've fallen, that time was at night though, and there were no lights, and I couldn't really see, and the sidewalk lip was real high. I was getting kind of lazy with walking. I was trying to do that point to point stuff they tell you about in cross country, and I was like, I don't feel like walking around the corner at the sidewalk. I'll just cut through the grass. Well, the sidewalk was not level with the grass on the other side. It was like a couple inches off the ground. And I did not see that because there were no lights, and also I'm just not coordinated. So I fell, and it was cold, so I think I was like carrying stuff, and I didn't even put my hands out. I just straight fell on my face. No hands out, nothing. I was like, well, it is what it is. And I scuffed my face up like never before seen. And yeah, it was pretty nasty. Whole side of my chin is a huge abrasion. And I remember laying there, just laying in the grass, just thinking about what just happened. And, a campus van drives by, and I like wave my hand. I'm like, help! And they just keep driving. I'm like, all right, that's how it's gonna be. So just sat there for a little bit, some cars drove by, nobody stopped. But that's okay. We made it through. Nobody abducted us. So as we sat on the ground, well, laid on the ground face down, did I mention that I fell on a concrete curb? That probably also is an important detail. Oh, but yeah, it was like earlier, I think it was earlier that day. Like there was a class that I was taking at the time, and we were talking about like fall risk, and we were talking about like exercise programs with like elderly individuals or like children and everything, and different special considerations that you would have to include when doing exercise programs. And we were talking about falling and everything, and I was like, I remember going to bed that night. So the day before I ended up falling on my face, I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, imagine falling. Like, imagine that happening. Like, imagine. Like, really, like, wow, falling. Like, as if I would do that. And then I fell. that the very next day. And then I was thinking about that again, and I was like, I can imagine now. I'm here on the ground, imagining it and feeling it in real time. But yeah, so back to the build. I just finished the kitchen and the living room. I wanted to do that like jewel, like teal, green tone, emerald kind of color. I like those cabinets a lot, even though they're from the base game. I do like them a lot. So here I tried to find a desk that fit. I wanted to use this one desk from high school years, but I changed it to just another desk from high school years. The theme here was green. I wanted to use that pattern chair because I hadn't used that yet, so I really wanted to use that. Um, yeah, I'm looking for something. What am I looking for? Oh, I was looking for like folders or something to put on the desk. I wanted to do like a fun themed desk, but I was like, meh, the chair is already patterned, that might be a little bit much. So I think I ended up doing. What did I just delete? I think it was I deleted the light. And it was the one from Laundry Day where it's literally just the bulb and then like the string that hangs down. I was like, I don't know. We got to do something a little bit nicer than that. This is an office, not a laundry room. But yeah, I did like the two-tone walls because I feel like I like this triangle like wallpaper pattern. It's like not in your face, especially the yellow. When it's just the yellow triangles and like faded versions of it, it's not really all in your face. It's just kind of there. It's kind of exciting, but it's not super distracting. Oh, I'm looking for like a organizer or like a picture or something. Oh yeah, this is from the Dream Home Decorator pack, I think. Here I did some more two-tone walls because why not? And I did this like orangey pink, and then it actually ended up matching that like wood carving picture, which was really convenient because I didn't think that it would. So that blue tone, and what else did I put with it? That's a good picture. I like those pictures, they're pretty. I like the nature scenes, and those ones are absolutely gorgeous. The one of the sunset, I love like almost all the pictures that like the swatches you can get for that. From Snowy Escape, I use that super often in builds because they're just so versatile. I wanted to use some of the like retro, like mid-century modern type of stuff, I believe is the theme. Like I use in the bathroom. I think I ended up doing one of the bedrooms like that too. I kind of wanted to use that pack because I know there's like pieces of the sets that kind of go together, but it's not like a full enough set that you could like design a whole like house or like more than just a room off of it. So I wanted to use that to, spice it up. So here we go. Let's see. It might just be the two bedrooms, to be honest. Yeah, it's just so this house only has two bedrooms. When I was building it, I underestimated how much space I would need and overestimated how much um, space I thought I had. So, yeah, this was me wanting to use that mirror really, really bad, but not being able to because otherwise I wouldn't be able to fit the shower in because if I sized it down, it just didn't look right, and the mirror took up two tiles. So then I wouldn't be able to have a shower or a sink or anything like that. So at least the functionality that you could use it, I think. So I just decided to switch it to one of the ones from the movie Hangout pack that I thought looked kind of nice with it. So here I am using more of those Get Famous like mid-century modern or like uh, bed and like decor pieces for the living room. Or not the living room, what am I talking about? The bedroom. This is the master bedroom. So I was looking for all the things that could have possibly matched from that. I wanted like some sort of like art type of how do you call it? Like a lighting type of thing to make it more interesting, but I just didn't find one that fit the space that I thought, was adequate enough. And there's that window. It came back at some point. I don't remember when. Okay, here we are trying to figure out which color to use. That's really bright. I don't know what I was thinking. And then that's too dull. That just kind of like drowns out the room. There we go. I think I ended up doing like an accent wall, which I like it a lot more like that. I feel like the teal is just too much to do the whole room like that, but it looks really nice against the like the main wall. And then having the bowling day stuff, little wooden background with a slight coloration to it. So there's the master. Next, I decided to do the kids' room, and since there wasn't 3 bedrooms in this house, I either wanted to do 2 separate beds or I wanted to do a bunk bed. I ended up doing just 2 separate beds. And there's the railing so nobody falls down the stairs. Because again, fall risk is a real thing. It's a real thing, and I underestimated it. Hopefully yeah, I was about to say, hopefully I get all the way around and clean up that banana leaf wallpaper. Although the banana leaf wallpaper really is awesome. I loved when they added that. I love the cat swatch of this bed. Love it, love it, love it. Whenever I like make a build and I have like a character who likes cats, I always use it because it's just so fun. As someone who also really likes cats, I love the little succulent cats. They'll be featured later in another build, and they're just so cute. If there was like one thing I could have out of The Sims, like in real life, I would totally be those succulent cats. They're just so adorable. I like the fake variety of the succulents though, because I just would totally forget to water them. So I like the fake ones. I have a couple fake ones uh, hanging around, to bring in that green space, ever so slightly. So back to today's joke from earlier. So where do cows go if they don't pay their parking tickets? And they would go to municipal court. Municipal court. So here's the outside, just doing some final touches, ended up naming it. I wasn't really sure what to name it at first. It was kind of a generic family home. But there you have it. And that is today's build. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, family home.